welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy, and at the request of Patreon subscriber Jochen, I have brewed a deck around Sundial of the Infinite. I played against, a couple weeks ago on the channel, a very cool Is-It build of Sundial. They had Final Fortunes and Planebound Apprentice, and it seemed like a super cool deck. Somebody actually reverse engineered that deck and asked me to play it, but in addition to that, Jochen asked me just build what I would want to do with Sundial of the Infinite, and here we are for that. The first of two Sundial of the Infinite decks coming down the pipeline. This is a 2-mana artifact. For 1, you can tap it and end the turn, activate only during your turn. Why would we want to do this? The answer is to avoid detrimental effects that would happen generally in the end step, like I just mentioned the card, the Final Fortune. If you take an extra turn after this one, lose the game at the end of that turn. If you end a turn with a spell or ability on the stack, that spell or ability simply goes away. It doesn't resolve, it's not countered. I believe it goes into exile, it's just gone. I decided to go with the Prison Mono Brown Artifacts build instead. Sundial of the Infinite with Tanglewire. You never have to fade, and you never have to tap. You can leave a Tanglewire in play on 4 counters forever. Smokestack. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may put a soot counter on this artifact. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a permanent of their choice for each soot counter on this artifact. You're in charge of your triggers. So in your upkeep, you can put a soot counter on this, then end the turn before you have to sacrifice anything. And you can ramp this up to 3, 4, 5 counters, whatever, until your opponent has no stuff left. And then you sack the Smokestack to itself and play out the cards that you've been banking up in your hand. Kozilek's Command is uniquely sweet for this deck, even though I hate to admit it because I hate this card. When you're frequently ending the turn during your own upkeep, instants become very good. Also, it's a removal spell. Also, you can crank out a bunch of 0/1 Eldrazi spawns, which are permanents you could sacrifice to Smokestack or tap to Tanglewire, and you'd never really miss them. Glaring Fleshraker does a similar thing. Not that Fleshraker and Kozilek's Command in a mono-brown mana base need much introduction in the Legacy format these days, but Fleshraker cranking out something that you can tap or sacrifice every time you cast a spell really breaks Tanglewire and Smokestack. This is also a way to win the game, which is not exactly easy to do if you're ending the game in every upkeep, or ending the turn in every upkeep. The One Ring, of course, I mean, boring, but here we are. This is cool too, because in your upkeep, you can tap the ring, draw a bunch of cards, then end the turn before you take any damage. And if you have Smokestack going as well, you can eventually tap the ring, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 counters on it, whatever you're happy with, and then stack it so you sack the ring before you take any damage, and then end the turn, and then that trigger's gone. You could draw your whole deck without ever taking damage with the ring and Sundial. If we don't have Sundial in play, this is just kind of a Prison Stax deck with the Fleshraker or Kozilek's Command engine in it. Mana base borrowed mostly from Mystic Forge combo and Karn the Great Creator. Our other win con alongside Glaring Fleshraker and Urza Saga. Saga also great because you can activate it on the opponent's turn. You can build your board while ending the turn every turn in your own upkeep. Eventually you'll have to get to combat to attack, but we'll figure that out when we get there. It's a weird deck. I'm looking forward to playing it. Let's do it. This is Sundial Stax. I am on the play with a hand that does the Ramajama thing. I'm going to do it. This can be turn 1 Smokestack or turn 1 Karn. We'll see what happens. Grim Monolith. I'm going to start with Voltaic Key, because if they choose this point to fight over, I'd rather have Manifold Key. Okay, Manifold Key. Untap Grim Monolith. 1, 2, 3. Untap Grim Monolith. Karn. This card is just better than Smokestack if I'm in sort of any combo matchup. Force pitching Merfolk Trickster were played against the Fish. Okay, sweet, sweet. Okay, so they are probably a Wasteland deck. They're definitely a counterspell deck. I'm going to try to get them under the Smokestack before I lose. Aether Vial. Well, I too would have countered Karn if my hand relied on Aether Vial. There's a Saga. Untap Grim Monolith. 1, 2, 3. Untap Grim Monolith. What is the correct sequence here? I guess I just play another Grim Monolith. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Smokestack. And that's in there. And for funsies, let's untap this other Grim Monolith with our floating mana from the first Grim Monolith. Okay, opponent sacrifices 0 permanents this turn. If they have a Wasteland on my Saga right now, it's a little wonky. If they have Tideshaper, that's even better. Okay. Yep, Tideshaper kills my Saga without costing them a land drop. Okay, upkeep. Make sure you stack this correctly. Put a soot counter on it. Sack equal to the things. You want to sack 0 before you start ramping up. And let's see if I can get them in the squeeze. Another Monolith. Yeah, just any permanent is fine here. We like permanents. Untap Monolith. Untap Monolith. And I'm probably going to have to get pretty aggro with the Smokestack here. I'm not going to use Ancient Tomb to untap my third Monolith. I'll just sack that one. Okay, opponent has to sack a permanent. Tideshaper's gone. They are hitting land drops. That helps. Silvergill Adept draws a card. Okay, put a soot counter, sacrifice. Stack the sacrifice first, lose the tapped Monolith. And I am going to soot up here. Blast Zone. That could kill Aether Vial. It takes all my keys with it. I'm going to sit on that Blast Zone for a minute. Let's see what they do. Sacrifice 2 permanents, please. The youngins may never have seen Smokestack in play before. This card is so dumb. They're still making land drops, which means they are not tapping out yet. Okay, here I think I'm going to leave Smokestack on 2. And I'm going to sacrifice Ancient Tomb Blast Zone. And I'm not going to put a third counter on it. I have enough mana to cast cards. All right, Wasteland is a permanent I don't mind sacrificing. Vidalian Hexcatcher. Okay, still pushing. I respect it. Down to 3 permanents. Cavern of Souls. I can Wasteland that. A Lord of Atlantis. So if I Wasteland and tick up Smokestack, they go down to 1 permanent. All right, let's play a 0 permanent game. Okay. I want to sacrifice first. I'm going to lose one of the keys and one of the monoliths. Monolith and key. Do I want to sit up? I will have 0 permanents next turn, but so will they. If they sacrifice Island Silvergill, they hit me for 5, then they lose 2 more permanents. I am going to tick up. Let's party. Urza's Tower. This is a permanent I can put into play. Maybe I should not have played that, actually. Or no, this lets me keep my Smokestack. Okay, they're keeping Lord of Atlantis. They should just not play a card this turn. That is the correct way to do this. Yeah, I think I was supposed to... I don't even know what I'm supposed to do. Smokestack is nasty. Okay, I am going to sacrifice... I could go heads up versus Lord of Atlantis, or I could put them to 0 permanents and me to 0 permanents, and just restart the game with us both hellbent. Well, I have to sack 3. Yeah, let's do it. And I'll put a soot counter on it. 4 is the same as 3, right? Okay. Opponent wiggled out. Smokestack dies this turn. Let's see if they can rebuild. Okay. I'll sacrifice Smokestack. And time to rebuild Urza Saga. Good start. They have nothing. Oh my goodness. We're hitting land drops. The Saga's not gonna make a construct here, unfortunately. Ooh, Cavern. They're back. And they have another Vial. All right, I'm looking for Planar Nexus. Key. Okay, tutor. Probably Candelabra. Play Key. And hope I find a Planar Nexus someday. Okay, they didn't do anything. Ooh, Urza's Workshop. This is 2 mana. Because I don't have Metalcraft. If I can get this card, now Ancient Tomb's live. An artifact is... Any artifact that I could cast is worth mana. Urza Saga. Still don't have Metalcraft, but we are doing something here. You can't kick a Tideshaper off Aether Vial. Could just die here, though. Yeah, I'm at 4. I think this Vial's going to get it done just in time. They drew the land to kick Tideshaper. Okay, okay. You win. You win. Woo! Okay. I think I want Disruptor Flute. that can name Aether Vial. That was a huge part of that game. If I had found a Sundial at any point, I would have won that game easily, but that's fine. Sometimes you don't have A and B. I don't think I want Candelabra. The Smokestack was a lot of fun. I don't think I can afford to cut it versus a deck with so many creatures. Tanglewire is really good at doing that too, though. Okay, I'm going to cut one stack. And Needle and Flute hit Wasteland and Vial. Those are both important cards. I can cut Wasteland. I'm not trying to counter their spells through Cavern of Souls. Okay, I will keep this. And I'm going to Needle on Wasteland. Hitting Needle, name Wasteland. That protects my 4 mana. Sometimes Merfolk doesn't even play Wasteland, but I can't risk it if they do. Intolerable risk here. Okay. I'm just going to play Karn. Yeah, Forest pitching Lord of Atlantis, that's fine. And they passed again. Ancient Tomb. Fun. Okay, how about another Karn? They could flash in Vidalian Hexcatcher here, or they could have another Forest pitching True Name Nemesis, sure. I guess here I will play a Grim Monolith because I have the mana around. Okay, they've passed a double force check. Harbinger of the Seas. I can actually answer that because I have Grim Monolith in play. Not a big deal. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kozilek's Command. Exile target creature. And I'm going to Scry X, draw 1. Okay, there's Sundial and Karn. I will have Metalcraft. All of these are good, actually. Okay, Tower is worse than Workshop here. This turn, I do still have a land drop, but I would like to get Saga going. I don't think this is going to be a Sundial game. Okay, Sundial to the bottom, Workshop on top, Karn on top, play a Saga, and pass. If they have another one of those, could be tough. True Name Nemesis. All right. That's got its own set of problems. Here's Workshop. Okay, play Workshop. Play Grim Monolith to turn on Metalcraft. Workshop now taps for a gajillion. Karn. And what do I want to do with Karn? It will die to True Name Nemesis. I don't have an Ensnaring Bridge. I thought about it. I could just grab a Lodestone Golem or a One Ring. I think I want Lodestone Golem. There is a Smokestack in my sideboard. I'm going to Lodestone Golem. If you want to attack my Karn, it's going to cost a lot of damage on the backswing. I don't have a Shadow Spear. I wasn't planning on playing against True Name Nemesis today. Okay, end step. Make a construct. Tanglewire, what's up? Okay, we like that one. All right, float a million with Urza's Workshop. I'll get Manifold Key. That can make a creature unblockable. Tanglewire and attack for 13. Then they have to tap 4 permanents, and I can make my creatures unblockable. They look pretty dead. Okay, tapped a bunch of lands. Hell yeah. That was fun. Okay, does them having True Name Nemesis and Harbinger of the Seas change anything I'm doing? I already have the Kozilek's commands in. And Mutavault, I'm actually more worried about that land than I care to admit. Though that gets got by Needles and Flutes too. Okay, yeah, I'm just going in. This is the deck I have. Let's do it. Yeah, this works. Keep. And I'm going to lead on Urza's Tower in case they Tide Shaper me. Tower, Manifold Key. Ready for the big moves next turn. Master of the Pearl Trident. Ancient Tomb. Okay. What does that do? I think I'm going to save that. I'm going to get Saga going. I already have a key in play. Monolith. 1, 2, 3. Backup key. Untap Monolith. This gives me 4. Just get him with the One Ring? Or do I want to get Smokestack going? What would I sack to Smokestack? Oh, I don't have to sack yet. Okay. I'm going to get Smokestack going. And if they Force of Will, I would prefer them to force this than the One Ring. Okay, Force pitching Harbinger of the Seas. Or Harbinger of the Tides. That's the other Harbinger. Oh, not a dirty trick. Okay. Aether Vial. I can flute that if I need to. I take some damages. 2 cards left in their hand. Saga ticks up. Okay, untap Grim Monolith. Play Ancient Tomb. 1, 2, 3. Untap Monolith. 4, 5. The One Ring. Did not interact. This means I don't take damage from Ancient Tomb this turn. I could Tangle Wire them, or I can make a Construct token. I don't have to decide right now. All right, I think I'd rather have a Construct token and then Tangle them once I'm applying pressure. Vial goes up. Cavern of Souls. Oh no, my counter spells. No action. 5/5. I take 1 in my upkeep. Ancient Tomb. I would like another Construct. I think it's worth 2 damage to get it. The only things in my decks are needles and 1 needle and a bunch of keys. So I could needle Aether Vial here. Is that even good? I could needle Mutavault. I could also just draw 8 trillion cards with the One Ring. I think I'm going to needle Mutavault. Needle Mutavault. Draw for the ring. They could have Hull Breacher, I guess. It's a card I have to think about a little bit. Not that much, but a little. A Ancient Tomb and attack for 7. Oh, they have the Harbinger. I walked right into it. I saw one. Oh, it's Merfolk Trickster. That's even better. Yeah, the creature loses all abilities. That's just Doomblade. Cool. They got some tricks left. Okay. Untap Grim Monolith. 3 mana. Untap Grim Monolith. 5 mana. I'm going to go Tangle Wire. And I could go Sundial plus Flute. Yeah, I'll get the Sundial out here. And Disruptor Flute. Name Aether Vial. Okay. That is on lock. Okay, tap 4 things. Now, if they flash in anything in combat, I can end the turn and their thing is just gone. Okay, they left Merfolk Trickster untapped with some lands. Okay, the damage is starting to push. So here I'm going to take 3 from the ring, play another Tangle Wire. Okay, tap, damage, fade. I do have to fade this. I do have to take my damage. Tap 3 things. How about Pithing Needle, Tangle Wire, Disruptor Flute? 3 things that don't matter. Close Lex command. Cool. Okay, draw with the ring. Another key. Last Zone works. Grim Monolith. Another key. Untap Grim Monolith. Untap Grim Monolith. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can have 1 permanent left after getting tangled for 7. If I tap these 2 Ancient Tombs, I go to 4. And then the ring will eventually kill me. Yeah, what's my out here? Right, this is 3, 5. Okay. I'm going to go to their turn. They'll tap 7 permanents. I'll exile the last remaining permanent that they don't tap. And then I take 0 damage this turn. Okay, they've got 1 card in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kozilek's command. Exile target creature with mana value X or less. And I'd like to scry and draw. Or do I want dopes? The dopes can block. The dopes are also mana. I don't think I need more mana. Yeah, I'll scry and draw. Exile this untapped Trickster. And they just scoop to that. The hooks are in. This One Ring's a little dangerous, but I think I'm about to get out of it, and the Sundial will lock them for good. Hell yeah. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in round 2. My opponent has revealed a Yorion the Sky Nomad. My hand's full of exciting cards, but doesn't push on mana at all. I think I'm going to mulligan this. I hate to see it go. I love keeping 7 cards. Okay, this is better. I'll keep and put Ancient Tomb to the bottom. Yeah, I think I'd rather lean on the Planar Nexus thing. But Ancient Tomb Sundial turn 1's pretty sweet. But that would turn off the One Ring turn 2. Okay, let's go. Are they Death and Taxes? Are they Blue Soup Control? They appear to be Death and Taxes. That is a deck that contains Wasteland. I hope in their 80 cards, they don't have 2 of them in their opening hand. Fun to play against 2 Aether Vial decks in a row. What year is it? What's going on? Oh my god. Well, the Aether Vial deck just became even more fun to play against. They missed a land drop. I am going to get my Liquid Metal Coating, and maybe we're just already done. That would be great. Liquid Metal Coating. I will blow up their planes next turn, and their Aether Vial doesn't work, and they missed a land drop. Okay, let's go. Sweet. Okay, Death and Taxes is the enemy. This is honestly pretty similar to my last round opponent, except this one won't have Force of Will. I like the needles and flutes. Trimming a stack makes sense. Trimming Candelabra makes sense. I feel like I'm going to sideboard this way a lot in this league. And Wasteland, it's literally the same 3 cards. Or the same 3 cards. Because the matchup is so structurally similar. And just like 6 of my sideboard aren't actually a sideboard, they're there for Karn. And then the other 6 are there for broken matchups. So versus fair decks, it's going to be looking at these 3 cards in, maybe these 3 cards out, depending on how many activated abilities they have. Okay, gonna mulligan this. This hand just doesn't do anything. This hand does enough. I'm going to keep and bottom 1 of the planar Nexi. We got a turn 2 Karn again. Please play an Aether Vial. Oh, Scrubland. Might get Thoughtseize here. Bummer. Okay, well, I have 2 bangers and multiple routes to 4 mana, so they can't really collapse my hand with this Thoughtseize. They could just take the card they're most worried about. The One Ring is gone. Karn remains. For now. Ancient Tomb, Grim Monolith. I'm just getting my resources out there. I could even exile a Mother of Runes here. I can always exile a Mother of Runes, though. That's the joke. Okay, do you want to Wasteland me? Didn't do it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Karn. Get Liquid Metal Coating. Cast Liquid Metal Coating. Disruptor Flute. Okay, powerful. That is a useful piece of interaction. Karn is still in play. Aether Vial and equipment still don't work, but it's going to cost me a lot of mana to use his abilities. But luckily, my deck makes a lot of mana. In next turn, I can just pay the 3. Or no, this one, you can't activate it all. The spell costs more. Okay, never mind. Karn is off. Someday I'll figure out how cards work. Recruiter of the Guard. All right, what do we got? Knight of the White Orchid. I did not think to put any basic lands in my deck. Good call. The Recarnating. Okay. Kozilek's Command will give me some card selection here. They have the Wasteland. They are going to blow up a bunch of my stuff here. Okay, White Orchid Phantom's in. I'm going to exile that and scry 2. Draw 1. Going after my Nexus. Kozilek's Command. Target player scries X, draws 1, and exile target creature. I am trying to take the pressure off where I can. I think I can still navigate this if my life total stays high. Workshop Blast Zone. And Blast Zone can eventually kill Disruptor Flute, then I'm going nuts. They're going to Wasteland me here, though. Okay, it's not Workshop. I think I am going to keep Blast Zone, though. I would like to use the ability, look at my deck, and see that there's nothing there. I actually probably should have declined because I just scryed a card I don't want to the bottom. Probably technically better. And they do have to Wasteland at least before Urza Saga's trigger resolves. Okay, they're going after Saga. Perfect. A Blast Zone, I can crank it up to 2 and then pop it on the following turn. And then Disruptor Flute's gone and Karn's dominating. Here we go. It's gonna hurt, but I have a plan. Marsh Flats. It's suddenly worried about Karn. They attacked me last turn. Overlord of the Baelmerk. Fun. It costs 2, but it's not a 2-drop. Knight of the White Orchid, Stoneforge Mystic, Recruiter of the Guard. Big hits all around. They grabbed a White Orchid Phantom. A end step, charge, Blast Zone. I would like to put a counter on this. Workshop. Okay, Ancient Tomb. Can do a little bit here. Wishing with Karn. Oh, I have another Karn in my hand. Yeah, this is good enough, I think. Okay. Oh wait, Blast Zone costs 3 to activate. Once again, someday I'll know how cards work, but today is not that day. Okay, Workshop. Destroy Disruptor Flute and Grim Monolith. They're going to kill one of my lands here. How do I solve for this? I think I'm just going to plus Karn this turn and see what I draw next turn and leave the Karn in play. A Caracas. And we know their hand has the Land Destruction Homie in it. There's that. Going for Workshop. I am not going to shuffle. And the workshop is so far away from tapping for 2. That's a really interesting decision. Okay, I have to go to 6 to even get anything off Karn, but I could get the 1 ring. I could get and play the 1 ring right now from 6 life. With Ancient Tombs, I would go to 5 in my upkeep, tap Ancient Tomb down to 1, and then gotta figure it out from there. I don't think Liquid Metal Coating is going to do what I need it to. This game, I could just get and cast Lodestone Golem, and then I have something in play. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. It's literally just a creature with stats, so I'm not bleeding out to Recruiter the Guard forever. They can't kill Karn this turn. Obviously, their hand has cards in it. There's lots of ways they could kill this thing. All right, Lauren of the Third Path with Caracas. That's a hard lock. Okay, cool. Now I'm on the play, and I know what their tricks are. I don't think I'm going to change anything. This deck is still this deck. I just have to lock them before they lock me. And I did not do that game. Okay, this is a turn to Karn or Smokestack. I'm going to keep. And I don't have to play Manifold Key here, but I'm gonna. It's 2 life I lose that might come back to bite me later, but I think having permanents in play, especially when my plan is Smokestack, is reasonable. Please play Aether Vial. Got the Swamp, so they have the Thoughtseize again. I'm gonna Smokestack their ass. Smoke your stack. Alright, Smokestack's in play. Let's see how this goes. Erd Mesa, Aether Vial. Sacrifice before I put my Soot counter on. Then put my Soot counter on. Kozilek's Command. Pretty happy to see that. I am gonna get this Manifold Key in the mix. Just a permanent that I won't miss under Smokestack. And now let's see if I can keep them off ever doing anything that costs 3 mana. Shadowy Backstreet. Dumping Solitude. Good call. That won't help you here. Probably going to sack the basic Swamp. That's what I would do. And Kozilek's Command's so dumb. What a ridiculous card. Deafening Silence. Okay. I am a prison deck. You got it. I think I'm going to command here for velocity. Just make 2 dudes, scry 2, draw 1. This is stuff I can dump to Smokestack and it will never miss. Ancient Tomb to the bottom, Urza Saga on top. And then we can go to my turn. Sacrifice first. I'm going to lose a key. Yeah, the spawns can block, and the keys aren't actually doing anything, and I am going to up the Smokestack. I'm getting aggro here. Urza Saga and another key. The plan's coming together. 2 permanents now. The Deafening Silence is going to go. It's literally just a permanent that can die. Okay, they did get to 3 mana. If they go land Loran here, that's actually pretty effective. Skyclave Apparition, okay. They got out of the stack, but that's fine. That's 2 permanents I don't have to sack now. Cool, cool, cool. Urza Saga's doing its job. Tanglewire. Okay, I'm going to play Tanglewire, and then with the floating mana, make a construct. Do I even play this Ancient Tomb? I think I do, because permanents matter. Permanent count is part of the game. And they have to tap all their permanents in the upkeep. I could tap my Tanglewire to itself, then untap it with Manifold Key. That's a line that's available to me, should it become relevant. Plains. Okay, Fade first, and then tap Tanglewire, one of the keys, and one of the Ancient Tombs. Leaving my blockers live. Pretty stoked to see that card. I think I'm going to use a spawn here to keep my life total flush. We got Swords to Plowshares, sure. And it's Pithing Needle. What do I name? Caracas? Pithing Needle on Caracas. That breaks up their endgame. Okay, they can't loop Yorion or any of their other dopes here. I can exile Skyclave Apparition and get a 4/4 with the Kozilek's Command. Big deal. Or if they play a Stoneforge Mystic or something, I could get rid of that instead. They're passing the turn. I feel like I want to save this Kozilek's Command. I'm nervous. If I get too aggressive and just spew off on a card to push damage that doesn't really need to happen. Oh yeah, Backup Saga. In for 5. And pass the turn. They didn't play Bowmaster and block, so I don't think they have one. Disruptor Flute, that's actually super annoying. Now my Saga can't make friends. But they are down to 1 card in hand. And I can make my constructs unblockable with my keys. I wonder if they name Manifold Key instead of Urza Saga just to survive. All right, no, they named Saga. This fetch is really important because now construct plus smokestack token is lethal damage. Disruptor Flute's an easy tap. Skyclave Apparition also tapped. Solitude would be pretty insane here. Witch Enchanter, that's good too. A construct is deleted. And end of turn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go to 6. It's just how many cards do I want to look at versus how much life do I want to have. Okay. Target player scries X, draws a card, exile target creature. I'm going to scry 4 and exile Apparition. Sundial of the Infinite. I don't need that anymore. Actually, none of these cards are helpful anymore. Bottom them all. Bottom. Another Saga that doesn't work. I get a 4/4. Tap Tanglewire to itself. Planar Nexus is my draw for turn. Saga. Illusion can't be blocked. I'm just trying to get the game won now. This might be my last chance to do it. Okay. We're in here. They're at 5. They're dead in 2 hits. Yorion doesn't save them. Oh my god, Phantom Blade. Okay, well, I am suddenly just fucking dead. Alright, fun. I need a Kozilek's command. Maybe something like Karn or the One Ring could help. Alright, I've lost. Phantom Blade. When it enters, it equips automatically. You destroy another creature, and it gets +1/+1 menace. It just turned the clock, ignored this blocker, and killed my big creature. Every single thing they needed. Okay, that's fine. It was cool. GG's. That was a tight one. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the play for round 3. My hand does not make mana. Mulligan. This one is slow but steady. I am going to keep it and bottom a Karn. I think I'm going to try Saga Gaming here. Just play Urza Saga and follow it up with Ancient Tomb. This is the strongest line versus Wasteland, and it's the strongest line versus any kind of control deck. Like if they just play a basic land or something here, I'm happy to just make constructs and chill. Tundra. Tundra Shuko. Okay, concerning. I am going to play Ancient Tomb, and now I actually have to figure out if I need to tangle this opponent. I think I do. Yeah, I have to take a turn off, because if they just have the full send here, I lose. Or I could lock them down for 2 turns while progressing my Saga. Okay. They couldn't make it easy and have Nomad. I would have just Kozilek's commanded that. Okay, tap 4 permanents, but you only have 2. I know which 2 you're going to tap. Okay, the 2 permanents that are legal to choose are tapped. What's the follow-up? Flooded Strand. Okay, it's my turn. I will fade the Tanglewire down, make a construct. I'll have to tap my construct, but at least it's in play. And I need some mana here, or this might be pretty anticlimactic. I do not main deck a Pithing Needle. Could have sniped that Flooded Strand. I think I'm going to get Candelabra here that at least does something with my Ancient Tomb. Okay, passing. They have to tap all their permanents. They might have a Swords to Plowshares. I hope they don't. Hedge Maze. They're almost out of the Tanglewire because Shuko doesn't care if it's tapped. And if they have a land drop this turn, then they can tap land number 3 plus Shuko and then play Illusionist. Got a quick fetch. This looks like Prismatic Ending. Ooh, going after the Candelabra instead of the construct is good. That's a good call. For you, bad for me. I think I have to tap my construct and hope to draw a 2-mana source here, like an Ancient Tomb. Oh, we're so close. Okay, I'll play Fleshraker. And Kozilek's command does have Graveyard Hate mode, but that's generally so inefficient once they're actually doing stuff. I think taking a risk here is what I want to do. If they just have, like, Cabal Therapy, it doesn't work. Lots of lands. Fetching land number 3 makes me think this is Nadu and not Illusionist. Sure is. All right, let's see if I can beat this. Memory's Journey. Brainstorm. So it is Shuko, not Nomad, which means they only get to do it on their turn. And they do only have 1 creature, so we're not completely iced. Just mostly. Mana? Okay, I drew mana. Karn turning off Shuko is not nothing here. Planar Nexus. I have 2 artifacts, so Workshop is not on right now. Alright, I mean, this is what I was hoping for in life. Have they been sitting on a force? They have indeed. Force pitching Memory's Journey. Okay, the game just got harder. They are going to take damage, though. And I did meaningfully increase the mana I have access to. But now they have a whole turn with Nadu active. I can Kozilek's command Nadu next turn, pretending there's going to be a next turn. Thassa's Oracle. That's at least 2 more flips. Narcomoeba, if they have a land, that's 2 more flips. Brainstorm. Saga. They'll probably play Narcomoeba here, then equip it with Shuko, and they just set up the top of their deck, likely to hit 2 lands. Or they could just have Self-Lit Illusionist and I lose. Okay, they mill Dread Return Thassa's Oracle. That means there's a Narcomoeba in their hand. That's not going to matter, though. Okay. They got it. Efficient combo decks with Force of Will, my greatest enemy. Okay, Disruptor Flutes and Pithing Needles coming in. I actually don't think I want Leyline of the Voids. The Nadu half of the deck is as scary as anything. Needle and Flute can turn off the breakfast combo. And then I have to deal with Nadu, which I have to somehow lock out completely. I'll go to my normal places here. Okay. Same sideboard plan, keep it going. Okay, this is good enough. I'm going to keep it. This is a turn 2 1 ring, or I can Kozilek's command for some small number. Bone them all to 6. And they have a Nomad. I'm going to have to Kozilek's command that. Ancient Tomb. Okay, Ancient Tomb, Grim Monolith. A little extra mana here. I'll take it. Monolith into another Monolith. Untap this one. Now I have 6 mana, which is enough to send the 1 ring, and if they fight over this, I can exile their Nomad. They didn't fight over that. And I think I'm just going to pass here, because I can't target myself to draw or make dopes right now. I'm going to go to their turn, see if they play an Illusionist, and then decide where I'm going to fight. Okay, the fetch. Okay, there's Illusionist. Yeah, resolves. They can either beat a Kozilek's command or they can't here. And that is what we're going to do. Like, there's no spot where I could interact with Nomad where Force of Will doesn't beat me. Ooh, they pump the brakes. We've got a wuss. Okay. They saw I didn't concede. That's probably why. Okay. End of turn, Kozilek's command. Is there anything in the graveyard I care about? There's not. I'm not going to do this. The old tap 3 mana JK. Yeah, the interaction between Kozilek's command and the One Ring is definitely one that players of decks like this need to be aware of. Okay, fresh Monolith, fresh key. Workshop is on and taps for 2 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Karn with 1 floating. Karn resolves. There is a Tormod's Crypt in my sideboard. I could just grab that. And that lets Kozilek's command be a removal spell. A Tormod's Crypt. Play that. And I can draw 3 cards. See what's going on. I think I'd like to draw 3 cards and see what's going on. I still have a lot of mana. Now I have even more mana. Key, untap Monolith. Monolith, play 2 more keys. Key. Use my last floating mana to untap a Monolith. And I'll pass with double Kozilek's command available. And they can't go the graveyard route because I have Tormod's Crypt. Okay, next turn is supposed to be the big win turn. We'll see what that looks like. The Self-Lit Illusionist did mill Force of Will, Force of Negation, and 2 Consigned Memories. Opponent's got a lot of hate for me, which is reasonable because my deck is hateful and worthy of hate. Okay, they're doing some upkeep shenanigans. Would you like an Archimeeva? You got it. Okay, so doing this in their upkeep means they're going to try to Memories Journey and then draw the Thassa's Oracle, which must mean they have a land in their hand. And I'm going to let them go for it here. The Oracle and the Dread Return are both in the graveyard right now. Memories Journey is not. I can also target Cephalid Illusionist at any point, and whether it resolves or not, they have to mill 3 cards. All right, they fetched, and they do miraculously solve a land in their deck. Shuko, that doesn't work. Resolves. Okay, they're back to targeting Illusionist. There's a Cabinet of Souls in this deck. That doesn't affect me right now, but just studying up for future consideration. Okay. The Memories Journey has been milled over. 3 cards in their hand. I have 7 mana, which means I can Kozilek's Command for 1 and 2 this turn still. Plus the Tormod Script is face up. Alright. Bomb you. And then they're going to Memories Journey, putting Thassa's Oracle back. I can also make target player draw a card. Yeah, that's funny. I think that's even more fun. Target player scries X and draws a card. I could just do that right now. Okay. Never mind. They had enough. Don't even make me do it. Okay. What do we got? And Lodestone Golem is really good against their Sens because that makes Memories Journey cost 2 and Dread Return cost 1, but also this card costs 4. I think I'd rather have a creature I can grab with Karn than just this one random animal I can draw in my deck. Okay, let's go. Kozilek's Command, save me. A lot of mana, but it doesn't do anything. I'm also on the draw, where I could just be dead before any of this even matters, before I even cast the Grim Monolith. Like, Blaststone can kill Nomad or Shuko, but that's so far out. I think I have to mulligan this. Alright, this one is more my speed. I will keep and bottom, and I want to give Sundial a chance, but also it is clearly the worst card in my hand. Oops, sorry, Sundial. I'm on the mulligan. Gotta make concessions here. On the mulligan versus a combo deck. There's the Bromads. Okay, giving them an extra draw is not great. In Scry X draw a card, I could make them draw a card from an empty deck. Like, if they have a Force or Daze, I'm just dead anyway. I've at least played around Force of Negation by waiting. I think I'm going to Flute now in response to this Brainstorm. Okay, Nomads Encore is my name. Turning off Nomads Encore is my game. Brainstorm resolves. Misty Rainforest Blade, and the beatdowns begin. Grim Monolith would be one of my best draws. Smokestack, okay. I'm gonna tangle. 2 time walks. They're on the stack. They could consign this to memory, I guess. But as far as targets for consigned to memory go, this one's not the scariest for me. Yep, fine. This deck does play Prismatic Ending. It could have Teferi. Just thinking of ways the flute could go away. Yep, Prismatic Ending confirmed. Come on, mana. Sundial, oh no. Okay, I have to Kozilek's Command here. I don't think it's an option. Command, I'd like to scry X and draw a card, and I'm going to exile the Nomad. Force of Negation is on right now, but Consigned to Memory is not. Force of Negation, but it pitched Cephalid Illusionist. Okay, I'm not dead yet. I am at 11, though, which is not very much. Oh, I am dead. Cool. They just wanted to get their point in first. Okay, last game they backed off because I didn't concede when they started milling. I'm going to give them the same opportunity. Yeah, if this was the plan and the last card in their hand is not Force of Will, then waiting on the command would have been better. Okay, there's Oracle. Another Narcomoeba. I just need for the Dread Return to be in their hand, I guess. That's my play. Oh, Dread Return's not in their hand. All right. Okay, looks like they are actually going for it. Cool. GG's. Hyper-efficient deck with better interaction than me. On to the next round. The 9th installment of the NYSE Vintage Open Series is coming. This 15 proxy vintage tournament with Power 9 prizes takes place on Saturday, June 14th, 2025 in Long Island, New York, and has a $500 entry fee. That's a hefty entry, but the guaranteed prizes for top 8 are Unlimited Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, and all 5 Moxen. The NYSE Open 8 went well for me last year. Someone better come stop me from getting another Lotus. Will it be you? I'll be at the NYSE Open 9 on June 14th, and I hope to see you there. register on melee.gg or use the link in the video description. I'm on the play for round 4. I have a monolith, but no key. I have Saga. I am going to keep this hand, even though it's lower than I want, but a key sets it off. I can Saga game in the meantime. Just going to lean on Wasteland. Make them think I'm a Oliphant Reanimator deck. Underground Sea. They might know very quickly what I'm doing. They draw for turn. They're brainstorming in my upkeep. Fascinating. All right. I might just Wasteland them, honestly. If this is the play they have into my face-up Wasteland, it's not a sign of strength. Maybe they just play another land, but maybe I just play another land too. Whatever. Blast Zone, pass. Blast Zone, pass zone. A Tundra. Okay, so some sort of Esper deck. Hey, I found the thing I was looking for. Urza Saga. Grim Monolith. Do I want to get Fleshraker into play? Probably not into face-up white mana. And I have a Kozilek's Command for 1 if they do some crazy shit. Oh my goodness. What deck has all these colors in it? Probably a 4-color Beanstalk deck. Life from the Loam. Okay. I could exile the Sea or exile the Loam. Alright, I'm not really a Wasteland deck. That doesn't matter. That was just a distraction because it was available. Urza's Tower. Okay, I'm going to put Glaring Fleshraker on the stack and see what happens. Ancient Tomb, Sundial of the Infinite. This lets me still activate my Saga because I have a spawn to spend. I love spending spawns. A pass. I've got various pieces of my various engines ready to go. I can tutor a key next turn. Get my monolith running. There's that Underground Sea back. Leyline Binding. Probably going to take Fleshraker. Whenever a colorless creature enters. Alright, I'm going to do this anyway. We can get a point of damage. Take 1. Got him. Manifold Key is my draw for turn. Make another construct. Tutor 4. I guess I just want keys. The Candelabra, not a big help right now. Get key. Urza's Tower. Play key. And attack for 6, and I can end the turn if they try to kill this thing. Okay, fun. I'm gonna untap Grim Monolith and pass. I can have a pretty big Kozilek's Command, and they are dead on the board if they don't do something about my constructs. Second Tundra could represent all manner of sweepers. Rakshas's Bargain, let's go. Banger alert. They're going to get a lot of card selection, but they only have 1 white mana to play with. Like Plow, Ending, they work. Leyline Binding costs 2 right now. That doesn't work. 2 Force of Wills to the bin. Correct assessment that you won't need those. And Plowing right now sounds good. I think I want a Kozilek's Command in the end step for dudes and cards. Make things, Scry X. Okay, the One Ring, Candelabra, Manifold Key. I don't need Candelabra. The key does pay for itself, but I don't really need that either. I will take a One Ring, though. I will generally take a One Ring. Okay, I'm going to use Ancient Tomb, actually, because I could still draw Prism Land, whatever that thing's called, this turn. A One Ring. I even drew another one, in case they were sandbagging a force. Okay, draw a card. Tangle Wire, we did it. Manifold Key, untap Grim Monolith. Tangle Wire, there are only 4 permanents over there. 2 Time Walks when you're on a 2-turn clock is not a good outcome. A trigger. There are instants in the deck. A Leyline Binding or a Plow could protect them here. All right. So we play on down against a One Ring. And I'm actually in a spot now to do tricks with Sundial. So in my upkeep, I'm going to put tap, fade, damage, and I'm going to draw 2 cards first and see if these cards advance my board state, and if they don't, I'll just end the turn. Not significantly. Okay. Manifold Key, untap Grim Monolith, and then I'll end the turn. I don't have to tap anything. I don't have to fade. We'll fade your 4 lands again. One Ring, just shredding cards. Ooh, something's happening. Another bargain. Opponent showing off all the instants they're allowed to play in their colors. I only get 1, but it's a good one. A bargain dumped Island Murktide. If we're dumping islands, then I suspect we will see a land drop here. Indeed we do. I could take 2 to draw cards with the ring in the end step. I'm actually going to do it. Sounds good. Or, yeah, my life total's fine. I'll leave my spawns alone. All right, draw 3. Still nothing that really advances my board in a way that wins the game. Okay, I'll draw 4. Okay, I will let this fade down now. I have an Urza Saga, that's a real thing. And then Tangle Wire, tap the wire, and 2 spawns. Okay, Urza Saga, another Monolith. Monolith, play another Tangle Wire. Manifold Key, untap a Grim Monolith. I could refresh my ring this turn. Yeah, I'm going to draw 5, see where we are, and then I can play a new ring, new key. There's Karn. There's a Smokestack. Oh, the gang's all here. Okay, tap Grim Monolith for key. And then also for key. Untap Grim Monolith. I'll drop the fresh 1 ring. Force of Negation, pitching Murktide Regent. Ending the turn doesn't matter here. That's fine. I still have a ton of mana. I can play Karn or Smokestack. I think it's Karn. Untap Grim Monolith. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Karn. And they've had enough. Sweet. Okay. I mean, Sundial locked them down 2 extra turns and let me draw, is that 7, 10, 11 cards with the ring in a spot where nothing was really happening. Counting that as it doing something. Okay, I want the flutes. -1 stack. And I think I like Candelabra more than I like Wasteland. They do appear to be some 4-color disaster of a mana base, but that's okay. I'm not really punishing that. I have 1 Crucible of Worlds in my Karn board if the game gets super weird. I have noticed that's something that when I'm doing these brew challenges, I always get too in the weeds on. Like, what if there's this particular situation happening with Karn? Well, why is Karn in play for 2 turns and the game not over? Between Mycosynth Lattice, Tormod's Crypt, and Liquid Metal Coating, what else do you need a Karn to do? Okay, this is an early Tangle Wire into a 1 ring. I'll try it. Underground Sea. Opponent is definitely on some sort of bean pile. I'm going to play Planar Nexus just in case I draw. Tower. Brainstorm. Go for it. Misty Rainforest. They probably have some Consigned to Memories over there. That's just a card I have to always be thinking about. Start tangling it up. Force of Will pitching Brainstorm. Let's go. I don't think this deck could play Back to Basics or Harbinger of the Seas. We're probably safe from those things. Tropical Island. A 3 mana now. This could be a bargain. Could be a Force of Negation. Ooh, okay. I drew an Ursa's Tower. That still doesn't let me do 2 things in a turn, but it does let me to do the one thing I want to do without taking damage, so I will. Resolves, 2 Time Walks. My favorite Lord of the Rings movie, 2 Time Walks. Orcish Jabronis. I cannot exile these this turn. I'm 1 mana short. I'll have to do it next turn, like a chump. Here, do they want to leave up mana or do they want to attack me for 1? It will tell me a little bit about their plan. Oh, they're bargaining. Okay. So that means they're going to have to tap all their stuff, but they did get to spend their mana. Fair enough. I do have many color bean pile with bargain in my queue, by the way, for those eagerly awaiting more bargain content. I'm recording far enough out that I don't actually know what order I'm going to release this stuff in, so maybe you've seen this already, maybe you haven't. Okay. I am going to let the wire tangle without playing the Kozilek's command. 1, 2, 3. Leave that juicy tower up. There's a Saga. That card's real good. I could just play Karn and plus him. Or I could go for a 1 ring, make them interact. I could try to command the Bowmaster. I think I want Saga running regardless. And we've seen Murktide Regent in their deck. If I play Karn, grab Tormod's Crypt, that's something I can do. I think I'd rather exile the Bowmaster and work towards the 1 ring as a game plan. Fetching in the end step. I'm hoping this gets like a Hedge Maze, and then I'll respond. Oh, Mystic Sanctuary, that's even better. Okay. Kozilek's command. Exile target creature and exile target cards from graveyards. Bowmaster, Bargain, Force of Will. Obviously, this gets interacted with by Consigned to Memory, any kind of force effect. They said that's rude and I should be ashamed. I agree. I am a shameful donkey playing Eldrazi cards, but it is what it is. I play the cards that will be best in the brews I'm asked to play. Okay, they're leaving up Banned Colors of Mana and playing a basic Plains. Up the Beanstalk, there it is. The engine's online. They fade first, then tap Tanglewire and Planar Nexus. Another Karn. Problem is I don't actually know if Karn is good here. I'm going to play Workshop and go for the ring. This leaves Ancient Tomb up to activate Saga if my ring doesn't work. Okay, ring's in. Found a tower, and I do have protection for the turn, which means this creature is not going to hit me, and Ancient Tomb gets to make a construct. Bowmaster is really good against Tanglewire, though. Fun little interaction between the earliest and most recent days of Magic. The Beanstalk. New plan, deck them. They do need to actually play a card to start getting the machine rolling here. This is my third artifact for Urza's Workshop. Fade, take one from the ring, tap Tanglewire, go to my turn, Blast Zone, not thrilling. And we've seen Bowmaster, but I'm going to draw with the ring before anything else happens, just so I have info. Workshop taps for 4 right now. That's pretty good. All right. I'll take it. 4 mana floating, go find a Manifold Key, go nuts with the ring. That's my turn. That's my plan for the turn. Though Candelabra, we are in a Candelabra game state, but I think I need Key more than I need that. I untap the One Ring, try to reload, continue loading. I'm still loaded. Ooh, speaking of being loaded, another Workshop. I think that's better than Saga. Is that true? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Could be 12 mana, 11 mana. How many cards do I want to cast this turn? I guess is the question. I'm going to try for 1 and see if it works, and then we'll decide what land I'm playing this turn. Okay, Karn resolved. In my sideboard, what do I want? Most of my options are reasonable here. Probably just get Lattice and then cast it. If the shields are down, it's over. So I'm going for it. Lattice, Workshop, 4, 5, 6. Lattice is on the stack. Did we find a window? And they've packed it up. GG's. They said maybe they shouldn't have fought over the early Tanglewire. And yeah, it's tough to manage the haymakers. It's the classic Ancient Tomb Stompy problem. Do you force the Trinisphere or try to get to 3 mana to force the Broadside Bombardiers or the One Ring? And yeah, one piece of interaction is not going to beat this deck. You need several. And I feel like I got away with this because if they just had 1 Force or 1 Murktide or 1 Leyline Binding to get the ball rolling, they could definitely keep up with what I'm doing. GG's. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables. I'm on the draw in the final round, positive record on the line. I'm going to keep my hand. It's a little slow, but it has enough mana to play up into the Car and the Tanglewire. I have a Sundial if I want to lock in a Tanglewire loop. Basic Island, probably good news. A Nexus. Okay, I'm going to play Nexus first, again, in case I draw. Tower. End step Brainstorm. Oh, is this a combo deck that's going to try to send it? Do they have Lorien revealed to shuffle in their upkeep? Why are we seeing an end step Brainstorm? Yep, Ancient Tomb Show and Tell. Incoming. Oh, it's stock up. Good news, everyone. We're not instantly dead. Just dead soon. Okay, so my plan is Urza Saga Grim Monolith, or Urza's Workshop Grim Monolith Tanglewire next turn. Hopefully I draw a key or something to make the line smoother, but I do need to slow this opponent down. Just like we saw the Death and Taxes deck slowly squeeze me out with their lock pieces, that's my job versus these big, scary combo decks too. Just try to put their lock pieces away, one at a time, deny their ability to cast spells, and you'll win eventually. Okay, Tanglewire. Once again, 2 time walks. Maybe 3, depending on what their land situation is. Brainstorm in response, using that mana wherever they can, even if it's ugly. Depending on how they're built, they could still go Lotus Petal, Ancient Tomb, Show and Tell You. I hope that doesn't happen, but it could. Oh, they tapped Ancient Tomb for mana. That was not a Tanglewire tap. Yep, Lorien Revealed. That's the thing that makes sense here. Tropical Island. There's the Trop. I expect to see some sort of cantrip here. Ponder it is. Well, I'm guessing this is Simic Omnitel. They may or may not have Mistrise Village in their deck. But if you have Forest anyway, it seems like a card worth including. A fading versus tapping order doesn't matter here because I only have 3 permanents. I'll still do it correctly. Manifold Key, sweet. Okay, Urza Saga Manifold Key. Now something's actually going on. Okay, they gotta tap all their permanents again. But it is about to be very important for me to figure out what I'm actually doing with this game. Karn grabbing Disruptor Flute, naming Show and Tell seems like my next step. Ancient Tomb, don't love it. Lotus Petal, uh-oh. So we lose? Show and Tell, okay. I guess I'll put in Smokestack, just in case this game goes another turn, but it's not going to. You can't put in Planeswalkers off Show and Tell, it's illegal. Specifically says artifact, creature, enchantment, or land. There's always someone in my comments saying, why didn't you put in your Planeswalker? Because that's cheating. Why are you telling me to cheat? They shared summons. I'm just learning about their deck right now. Some of these Omnishow builds only have Emrakul's, and shared summons can't actually get 2 creatures with different names. Okay, they do have Atraxa. If they play Atraxa, I get to look at another 10 cards in their deck. This is important recon. Okay. High number of Ancient Tombs, Veil of Summer, Omniscience, Intuition. I am dead. It's just looking. Just taking a peek. Okay, Disruptor Flute coming in. Mindbreak Trap is not ideal, but I do think it is important. And this might be a matchup where just putting Lodestone Golem in the deck is necessary. A Candelabra out. A Smokestack comes out. I actually like the one of Wasteland. Kozilek's Command doesn't seem that great. Glaring Fleshraker might not be that great either. I do have to win somehow, but also I have to not lose somehow first. Yeah, like putting in Lodestone Golem off of a Show and Tell is a real thing I could do. Okay, getting in, trying it. This has a turn 2 Tanglewire, but no real threat or way to end the game. Or it's turn 1 Sundial, turn 2 Tanglewire, tangle you forever. I'll try it. This matchup's really bad. I'm just putting that out there. Okay, Sundial. Go get him. I hope this is worth a counterspell to them. Of course it's not. Urza Saga, that's something I can do. Okay, Urza Saga, Tanglewire. I'm probably supposed to lead on Blast Zone here. Because the Saga pop turn isn't that important in my deck, but getting a construct is kind of important. Dump to Tropical Island. That means they're not hurting for mana, despite the Tanglewire I just put into play. Okay, fading, tapping. I'm going to tap the Saga, let it tick up. Karn, okay. That's a card that has text on it for later. Another Sundial, and a Voltaic Key. Get him in there. Here's my investment turn. Hopefully Tanglewire got me into the goods. Cycling Lorien in the end step. If they try to Cunning Wish or Intuition on my turn, I can end the turn. That's a trick in my holster here. There's the Trop. Okay, this turn is actually interesting. So I can go fading on the stack, make a construct, then end the turn. And this will tangle their 3 permanents while adding to my board. Cool. All right, tap your shit. And this is something I can maintain for as long as it makes sense to do. I don't get to draw any cards. Oh no, I can't attack. Never mind. I'm going to have to attack starting next turn. I just let the Tanglewire run. It looks like they're going to upkeep Intuition. And I boarded in all my stuff because just having a higher density of things to draw in a matchup like this versus having one still in your sideboard in case you resolve Karn, I think you should just have the high density of stuff. But in this case, like, resolving Karn this turn, wishing for Lodestone Golem, that makes their show and tells awkward, is no longer a line I have, or wishing for Flute is not available to me. Two Sink into Stupors and a Force of Vigor. You can have Sink into Stupor, I guess. Or no, Force of Vigor, I can just end the turn. That card's never going to work. Sink into Stupor could be a land, could be a blue card. Yeah, you can have Force of Vigor. Yeah, I'll just end the turn if they cast it. That must mean they already have every part of their combo, though. Don't love that for me. Okay, Fading, tapping, Tangle Wire, and Sundial. Drew another Tangle Wire. That could be good. Okay, I'm going to float mana, get a key, play another Tangle Wire. Now if they cast their spell and I end the turn, my Tangle Wire is gone too. But this is my way out of this. If they let this resolve thinking they can force it, they're going to be bummed out. It resolved. Combat. They took the 7. Okay. Hopefully end step they try to Force of Vigor my 2 Tangle Wires. Okay, they didn't go for it. If they play a land, they can hardcast Force of Vigor on their next upkeep. That's pretty effective. But that was a cool turn to survive. Okay, another upkeep spell. Oh, no, just floated mana. Might still play a spell. I don't know what they're doing. Echoing Truth my Tangle Wires. Okay. Do they know it's their turn? Alright, yeah, that's fine. I'll just replay them. Yeah, this is Sundial doing its job. Like, that Force of Vigor could have been better. This land is a big draw. Alright, I'm just going to replay Tangle Wire right now. And they would need a Force of Will now, which they do seem to have. Force pitching stock up. Okay. I'll attack for 5 and then I guess lose. That was fun though. And the intuition for 3 removal spells rather than for a show and tell or an omniscience is pretty telling. Oh my goodness. They're stocking up? That's huge. Were they just that scared of Tangle Wire that they tutored for a bunch of answers when they didn't actually have their thing together? And they have to either win right now, like Lotus Petal, Ancient Tomb, Show and Tell, Omniscience win, or they have to have Force of Negation. Because if they Force of Will Tangle Wire, they're at 5 and I hit them for 5. Okay, the 1 ring, Tangle Wire starts at 4. Okay, I'm making a lethal attack right now. If they Force of Vigor, I'll end the turn. And then I'll just attack them next turn. Incredible. End the turn. Okay, it's your turn. Tap your shit. It took 5 matches, and we're in a matchup that is terrible, and we might still lose this game anyway, but this is the best Sundial of the Infinite showcase we've gotten so far. It made this Echoing Truth really bad, and it beat the Force of Vigor straight up, which means it also beat the Intuition straight up. Nice. Okay, that was really sweet, actually. Okay, how do I think I can win this game? Do I want something in the board for Karn situations? I don't think that I do. I think, like I said, I just want the maximum density of cards I can put into play from my hand directly to impact the game. They have a lot of permanent hate, though. Force of Vigor, 2 Sink into Stupors, and Echoing Truth at minimum. I'm submitting the same deck, though. We're on the draw where everything's worth. Tangle Wire, MVP of the league, as it is every time I play Tangle Wire. Oh no, this hand is so close to being good. I think I am going to keep it and just hope to draw a land in my top 2 cards. Didn't get there yet. Manifold Key. Okay, a mana source. Mindbreak Trap's pretty awkward versus Show and Tell because they can just win by casting the card Show and Tell and put it in Embercool and then they pass and then it's over. But if they go like Lotus Petal, Show and Tell, Omni, and then something from their hand, I can exile that 3rd thing. Just gotta hope their resources are really low by the time it gets there. They did not shuffle their Ponder. They have a Tropical Island. Come on, deck big draws. Shit. Well, now I could counter the first 2 things out of an Omniscience. Maybe. Opponent should now be suspicious. Why would I keep a 1-lander in my big mana deck? I must have something worth putting in off of Show and Tell. That's what their brain should be doing right now. They dumped a Lotus Petal. That's disappointing. I would like Lotus Petal to start off their chain and make my Mindbreak Trap stronger. Shuffled that Ponder. Come on, deck. Shit. Alright. discard Smokestack, and we play on. One of the funny things about Omnishow, though, is this deck's really bad at winning if it doesn't cast the card Show and Tell. Unless they have some sort of creature juke, like a Shifting Ceratops or something. Look at this, we're in. And you were worried. You wanted to mulligan the hand. I dare say you're a baby. Okay, consign to memory, that is fine. We expect some interaction out of the opponent. Right, now I can Kozilek's command to just draw a card. Do I want to do that now? I don't think I do. I want to do it on their turn. I know drawing a card now could result in a land drop. I could have also played Sundial there. I'd rather draw a card. One spell, count them. Okay, just one spell. Kozilek's command, target player scries X and draws a card, and I will make 0 spawns. Scry 0, draw 1, make 0 spawns. Urza's Saga, game on. Urza's Saga, and I think I want to get Sundial in before I want to get Tangle Wire in. That might seem weird, but I don't actually want to tangle my wires right now. And if they're going to do stuff like Cunning Wish or Intuition on my turn, I want to interact with it. Okay, that resolved. Force of Vigor, pretty bad right now. Cunning Wish, Intuition. I hope I get to clip one. That would make my life. Please tap mana in the end step. Do literally anything here. Literally anything. Oh my god. They're doing literally anything. Ka-chow! Exile that. Fun. They're stocking up. That's one spell. We're counting them. I also do technically have 4 planar nexuses in my deck that if I get enough resources, I can hardcast a Mindbreak Trap. And it's a tough sell. It's a long way off, but it exists. I also have a cool sequence available this turn where if I play my second Urza Saga, activate the first one, then I have Metalcraft and Workshop taps for 4. Okay, another Soporific Springs revealed. We saw 2 of those last game. There's another one. This is 2 spells this turn. Almost ready to trap. Please play 2 more Lotus Petals, Show and Tell. What could go wrong? Yeah, get a turn. Smokestack is in the mix. There's a Saga, trigger, make a construct. This is a 3 mana play that creates 3 mana. Worth it. 4 mana, play Tangle Wire. I could play the One Ring or Smokestack here, but I want to leave a mana up to Sundial if they have Force of Vigor. Force of Will, pitching Cunning Wish. You got it. Okay, my mana floating will burn off, which means Force of Vigor Wood is on temporarily. That's okay. White mana in the pool, why? Was that just the first click? Null Rot. I don't love that, but it also doesn't stop my sagas from doing their job. 1 spell this turn. I'm determined to show you all how many times I can count to 1 and 2 before I concede. 2 spells this turn. And if they put it together right here, if they do go Ancient Tomb, Show and Tell, we are live. Okay, they're just passing. Probably smart. Another Tangle Wire. I like those every time. Okay, 4 mana. Make a construct. Tutor. I guess I just get a Manifold Key. That's all there is. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm interested in Tangle Wire here a lot more than I am in anything else. Bastia. Okay, they are now dead on board. They have to make it happen right now, and they're losing 3 of their lands. And Lotus Petal is off because of their Null Rod. Certainly from 6 cards in hand, they could make something happen here, but I'm going to try to fend it off. Depends on how quickly what comes out of the Omniscience. Show and Tell, that's 1 spell. I'll put in Smokestack. I just put in Emrakul. Does that beat me? I can get the Ring Protection. I get Annihilated. And then I get them back. All right, let's see what actually happens on my turn. Sundial doesn't work. Okay, how do I want to stack these? Can I survive 6 permanents being annihilated? It would be 1, 2, 3. I can make a construct token too. All right, hold on. I'm going to put Sacrifice to Smokestack on the bottom of the stack. Tangle, Fade, put a Soot counter on it. Okay, I do want... Oh wait, I can't end the turn. Shit, I did that backwards. Fuck! I forgot. I got so excited. Okay, well, I did this backwards, and I'm gonna get punished for it. I guess I'm not gonna put a Soot counter on this. Man, Null Red's such a bitch. Okay, do not put a counter on this. Fade. God, that's annoying. One permanent might have mattered. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Add a bunch of mana. Make a construct. Tutor another generic permanent. Play another workshop. Add 3 mana. Play the 1 ring. Give me protection from everything. This is actually a lethal attack if it resolves, and if they Force of Will. They need Force of Negation here, or Force of Vigor to win. Oh my god, Force of Will? You're at 9. You know how many artifacts I have? Attack! Holy smokes, did we figure it out completely by accident? Ka-chow! Wow! Okay. Well, there's that one. A positive record with Sundial of the Infinite Mono Brown Stax. Okay, debriefing this league. I think Mindbreak Trap should just be the other 2 Disruptor Flutes. Just play 4 of these. This card's really good right now. And Mindbreak Trap puts you in those situations where it could be wonky. Like, if those 2 traps in my hand were just flutes, my opponent was super dead that game. I think the sideboard wants an Ensnaring Bridge. I don't think Crucible of Worlds matters. I was thinking of those old school vintage stacks where they just park Smokestack on 1, play a land out of their graveyard every turn, and eventually the opponent dies. But Legacy's so much faster than that these days. You probably don't need this Crucible. There were also more Wastelands and a Ghost Quarter in my original build, and this Crucible is sort of a vestigial remain of earlier builds. Earlier builds had 2 Crucibles main and win in the board, and I backed off of that in favor of Blast Zone, which was better than Wasteland throughout the league. Yeah, you don't need Crucible, probably want that to be an Ensnaring Bridge. The Mindbreak Trap should just be Disruptor Flutes. If you lose on turn 0, whatever, you registered a colorless deck. That's going to happen. But if you get even 1 turn, Disruptor Flute's huge. Kozilek's Command was obviously an all-star because the card's real dumb. Tango Wire, once again, MVP. Anytime I put it in a deck, it's just insane. And you wonder where it went from the Legacy format. Is there a busted Tango Wire top-tier deck out there somewhere? Maybe, maybe not, but every time I play this, it's so good. I would fill out the Urza Saga package as well. Just having to get a key every time Saga pops was kind of underwhelming. Even just a Shadow Spear or a Pithing Needle, just literally something that does something would be nice. A one of Mox Opal, maybe. But that would result in cutting cards from the deck. Maybe we don't need Glaring Fleshraker if the plan is to just squeeze them out and resolve a Karn or activate Saga. Win conditions are so cliche for prison decks. You don't need to win, you just need your opponent to have 0 permanents. That's a slot you can mess with. But I am happy with the outing. I'm happy with the positive result. Jochen, thank you for asking me to do this. Everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon to support the channel, and I will see you next time.